What is it do you like about Coke?
I love the smell of it.
It's raw. It's raw every goddamn year.
Yes,
Man,
Lord.
serve 'em raw, goddamn it.
Subscribe to Serving It Raw and let's keep it
all the way funky, uncut, raw. Serving it raw just like my boy Gutter Kane.
Yes, Lord. You done tapped in the Serving It Raw podcast. I'm your host, Gutter Kane, the Gutter Man. And today's special guest is a Houston-born music journalist, a historian, a DJ, producer, voice actor, and one of the most important storytellers preserving Southern hip-hop culture. From documenting the roots of Rap-A-Lot, DJ Screw, and Swishahouse to building one of the most respectful platforms in the South through the Donnie Houston Podcast. He's becoming a living archive for Houston music history. He's interviewed legends, educated the new generation. He's worked with icons like Slim Thug, Paul Wall, and Zero, Motor City Don. And he's even earned his own official day in the city, Houston, 1010, Donnie Houston Day. Servers, help me welcome to the show, Donnie Houston. What's happening?
What's up, man? I appreciate that intro, man. That was up.
Already. You know, I gotta make sure my intros be tight, you know what I'm saying? But when I have I would say a legend as yourself, man, the platform that you've been able to build down in Houston has been phenomenal, man. I've always been a fan of your podcast, man. I've had a chance to see your growth and just the basic way of not using gossip and clickbait, man. Like, you have really built something authentic down there, man. And I was like, okay, and I've been paying attention, and so I really wanted to just document your legacy and as well as your contributions to the culture.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Well, we're gonna dive in real quick. So I want to start here. So I always start from the origin. So take me all the way back to Houston as a kid. You know, what was your environment like growing up, and what was the first moment where music stopped being a background noise for you and it became part of your identity?
Man. Okay, man. Well, that was a long question. What was the first part of the question?
Just take me back to, like you growing up in Houston, the environment,
environment. Yeah. I mean, man, I grew up, man, in Herb Clark, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. And man, that's just what it was, bro. Like, playing basketball, music all the time, like for my mom, my older sister, you know what I mean? So music has always just kind of been around, you know what I mean? And I can't even say background noise. I can't remember when it was just background noise because as long as I can remember hearing music, like as far as me being old enough, like I had my own music, you know what I'm saying? Like my older sister used to teach me how to make copies of tapes when I was, probably like 3 or 4 years old or something like that. You know what I mean? But like, just real things like that. So it's always been that, bro. I didn't really get involved as far as when you're talking about me being involved with it. That's when we get to me getting turntables at 15 and getting into that whole thing with DJing. But yeah, bro, growing up, man, Herb Clark, man, it's like any other hood, you know what I'm saying? South side, just over there, bro, in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, when all that was going on and just seeing Houston in the 90s for real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go to the part where you said 15, you were DJing and stuff like that. So before the podcast, before the interviews, you were DJ Don.
Right.
And so at 15, you already DJing, kind of producing and building relationships at that point. But what did the young Donnie learn from being in those rooms before the internet era? Kind of changed everything.
Man, like I wasn't really networking and building relationships like that. Like that didn't come until, man, me being 15, that didn't come until probably almost 10 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like that part of the game, because so many things happened. But at 15, bro, it was just me and the people in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? Me and my friends in my neighborhood that would come over that I met initially from, coming to my house to play basketball, and I get the turntables and boys freestyling. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of went like that. But early on, we talking about 15, 16, 17, 18, kind of, that was just me and the guys in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't really nothing outside of that.
Okay, like now during that time, like what artists now were you like around when y'all were like, teenagers? Because I remember you said you went to school with Propane, right?
No, we didn't go to school together. We lived in the
Oh.
same. We lived a street over from each other. You know what I'm saying? So, well, growing up, yeah, like like I was saying, those group of guys in the neighborhood. He was one of the ones. You know what I'm saying? Who, over time, like, it went from a bunch of us to just me and him. You know what I'm saying? So for a long time, it was just he and I just trying to do it and make it happen. But yeah, Pro was probably, I would say, from that core group of me first starting, who was stuff like day one type shit. Like he the one who, I would say, that's the rapper that people would know that, came out the H or whatever, and came out that circle of us in the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, shout out to Propane, man. I've been trying to get him to on her. So now you go from DJ Dunn later on in years to Donnie Houston. So to me, which I felt like you kind of transitioned to a bigger purpose. So like what was happening in your life mentally and creatively when you decided to basically evolve the brand and identity?
Man, what happened? What happened? So what was going on was, bro, DJ Don really wasn't a name I ever picked. You know what I mean? It was just like, I go from we hooping, you know what I'm saying? I'm Donnie in the hood when we hooping. And then when I get the turntables, shout out my boy Mark Green, he just said DJ Don one day. And then everybody was DJ Don. It was DJ Don the phenomenon. And it was just, boy, it was just a thing that it just kind of was just, it just turned into that. It wasn't necessarily a name I chose or whatever. And so as time goes on, like now we're moving into the internet era. You know what I'm saying? And it's about visibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the name DJ Don at that time, all you really got for the most part is DJ Don Cannon for like so many pages on Google. You know what I'm saying? Three votes, DJ Don Cannon, DJ Don Cannon, DJ Don. So I wasn't visible. You know what I mean? That was number one. Well, number two, because number one was I didn't pick the name. Number two was I wasn't visible. Number three, one day I'm chilling and my boy sends me a text and he's like, man, with a real DJ Don stand up, just on some funny shit. And it's a picture of this dude DJing in fucking Home Depot. And he got this cardboard sign and his name was DJ Don. And shit said DJ. I'm like, nah, I can't ever let anybody think I'm the nigga in Home Depot with this, you know what I'm saying, with the cardboard sign. DJing. This is just too many red flags. On top of beyond all of that, I had aspirations of doing other things beyond DJing. And so like now it's cool to do one thing and everybody knows you do multiple things. But like back then, you might get put in a box. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to go out for some acting and you like, yeah, well, I'm DJ Don. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And so I just wanted something different, bro. And it was a few things because also you talking about mentally at that time too.
Yeah.
I wanted to move. Like I was looking at like New York, like this is blah era, so like New York is heavy, rap radar is happening. I'm thinking like, man, if I can get down, like Ellie Wilson at that time, he knew who I was, but we didn't know each other. You know what I'm saying? But I knew he knew who I was, so I was like, if I get to New York and just kind of rub shoulders with him, or like this is when the Breakfast Club is just starting, and like all these things are happening in New York. I'm just kind of looking at it like, man, if I go somewhere else, I still always want to represent the city. You know what I'm saying? So. Just killed a whole bunch of birds in one stone, bro. With coming up with Donnie Houston, you know what I'm saying? And then I felt like it had like a little flair to it, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, Donnie Houston, that sounds like something, you know what I'm saying? DJ Don, I used to say that shit sound like a dry sandwich, you know what I'm saying?
Now, what made you decide to not move?
Man, I got in trouble, man. I went to jail like a motherfucker, man. Not on nothing serious, but I ended up having to be on probation, you know what I'm saying? But what happened within that time was we started building so many other things because me and Pro still working, you know what I'm saying? But it was we trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? But within that time, we figured it out. And then that's when we started working on the Ride and Slab project, and that did what it did for Houston at the time on like the underground mixtape scene or whatever. And that's when, then we started, going on the road with Slim and yada 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 and whatever. But like all that happened because I ended up getting in trouble, you know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha. Okay. Now I also want to switch over to this because I really want to document this and throw it. Now, you graduated from Texas Southern University with a journalism degree.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And so and now obviously you're considered as one of the to me one of the most important voices documenting Houston hip hop. Like that's kind of where I was at this point, where after I interviewed Big Court and then I interviewed DJ EFN, I was like, I need to reach out to the podcasters that's really, influential to me. And so, obviously you were one of the main people, especially in the Houston area. Even though I'm in Seattle, I'm actually born and raised in Jonesboro, Louisiana, from the same place Lil Snoop was from, rest in peace. And so, me being up at that upper part of Louisiana, we got a lot of we got a lot of New Orleans, and we also got a lot of the Houston and stuff like that. So, but did you always know journalism like would kind of become your lane, or did the culture just pull you in that road organically?
Man, you know what's crazy is that, man, God is a trip, bro, because he had ordered my steps, fam, like this whole time. And I'm just starting to realize it. You know what I mean? Looking back, even as recent as yesterday, I was going through some old files and I came across this is like they had this thing called Frontline and like this new Houston movement. That was like with me and Pro and DeLorean and like Dante Higgins and Dope Easy, all these people, you know what I'm saying? This is when you start to get this whole rush of artists around this town.
Was that the video you just posted on Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was the very first. He did a concert series. It was three of them, and it grew every time. That one was like in this little, it was like a club on the west, and the second one was in like the Peacock Room at House of Blues, like the smaller room, and then the last one was at the main room at House of Blues. It was a dope thing, bro. But out of that, that was when you was asking about networking and all that. Like all that happened around that time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Prior to that, everybody pretty much was just, we're coming off the heels of off the '05 movement, you know what I'm saying? And so
okay, so the Mike Jones and it's
all
still
of that,
tipping.
all of that's faded out, and now Houston is just in this place to where you got a couple people dropping records, you know what I'm saying? A couple things going on, but like it's not like that was like the last movement, you know what I'm saying? So this thing comes along in 2010, and that's when everybody who was, honing their crafts, you know what I'm saying? What me and Pro was doing over here in Broward and the Clark, what DeLorean was doing in Mo City, what Dante Higgins was doing over there in South Lawn and that area, you know what I'm saying? Like all these people were doing their thing. Now we coming together and we doing these shows, we meeting each other, we, networking, all this other shit. So that's really when that's part. I'm sorry, I went on a whole nother tangent, but
No, you ain't go look. This is your document. This is your story.
yeah,
And I
but
love
that answers the question. You'd asked me that early on, you know what I'm saying? And that wasn't like the time, but like this was the time when all of that stuff started happening. But
okay, gotcha.
anyway, fast forward back to
Texas Southern.
Texas Southern. So like I was saying, God, I've been ordering my steps, bro. Just journalism in general, you know what I'm saying? The way I even got into it is I started out going to school at Sam Houston in Huntsville. And so I'm going to college and literally clueless, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because I know you said on Dirty Glove Bastards, which shout out to Dirty Glove, you said that you wasn't big into math and shit.
yeah, bro. Like I go to college literally like I saw my older sister do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. Like when I graduated high school, man, like I ain't really know what to do with. So except you go to college. So when I get there, it's like, all right, well now you got to pick a major. Well, I'm like, well, shit, I don't even know where to start. You know what I'm saying? So it came down to like, okay, well, my boy is telling me that he's because I actually went to Sam Houston actually because that was my boy growing up. I was kind of following behind him.
Okay.
His dad worked at Channel 13. He had wanted to be like his dad, so he's telling me he's going to go major in this thing called radio and television. I'm like, what's that? He's like, man, well, it's this, and that, TV and this and whatever, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, that's cool, but how many math classes does it have? You know what I'm saying? So,
I know. Look, I wasn't big in math either. So shit, I'm with you.
I never really messed with math. You know what I mean, like that. And so, anyway, one algebra course, sign me up, bet. You know what I'm
really?
saying?
Hell yeah!
I get into it, like I said, my steps being ordered though, because I get into it and I start learning all these things. Like I'm learning how to record audio, how to edit audio. We're working on Cool Edit Pro. This way back in the game. You know what I'm saying? Cool
Okay.
Edit Pro. I don't know
Yeah.
if you're familiar with it, but it's like an early digital audio editing software. You know what I'm saying? But we learning Cool Edit Pro, which ended up being some of the first like studio stuff I started kind of messing around with. You know what I'm saying? Because you could literally literally it's like Pro Tools, bro, but like a dumbed down version. You know what I'm
Got you.
saying?
Yeah.
And like the easiest way to explain it. So we're doing that at the same time. I'm taking photography courses, and I'm like, man, I ain't know I like taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm taking shit. I'm like, oh man, I kind of got cool. I like this. Okay, now we taking video courses. I'm like, oh man, this is cool. Then I ended up getting like a little radio station, a little midnight show. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, it's dope. I never even really thought I would even like something like this. And so,
What kind of music you played on the radio?
man, what was it? It was all programmed, bro. So it wasn't. I wasn't jamming. You know what
Oh,
I'm
okay. I got
saying?
he said, "Oh,
I
Jam."
wasn't jamming, dog. It was whatever they had, lined up, man. And so, it was just you go in there and you just operate the whole system, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. I thought at first I kind of thought it was something that you kind of was able to like make your own.
Nah, I think one night I went Renegade and I brought my turntables there. You know what I'm saying? And I hooked them up. But
Okay. All
for the
right.
most part, everything was programmed. But anyway.
Now, was there anything like in the traditional journalism, like what's something that they don't teach you that you had to learn yourself?
Nothing really. I mean, well, it depends on what you're talking about because really nothing. The biggest thing for me is because I'm doing hip hop, I'm doing kind of street culture, kind of whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Okay.
you got to kind of know how to communicate and operate within that space. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so you got to have like I don't want to say street smarts or whatever, but you got to kind of have like that level of whatever. Like, can anybody teach you that? You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
as far as journalism, like, bro, everything was taught, bro. Like, everything was taught. But even with that, so I'm at Sam Houston. I drop out of Sam Houston. I go to TSU because at Sam Houston, bro, I'm really having a college experience. I ain't really that studious. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really going to too many courses. I did go to my major courses, but I wasn't really in a school like that. When I go to TSU, this is when I get serious with journalism. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? This is like what you're asking me. I'm sorry, I just had to get to this. So this is when this thing really was like I really was paying attention to shit, and people were in return, my professors and everything were paying attention to me. So like I'm getting opportunities to go and be over here, do this, intern at Channel 39 for the news. You know what I'm saying? I go to the news my first day interning. They used to say like, interns usually like when you go there, they give you a bunch of stories to write.
Mm-hmm.
Most interns, it might take them like 3 to 6 months before like one story airs. They're gonna give you probably 5 stories per shift, you know what I'm saying? Or 5 stories per newscast. It was 2 newscasts.
Okay. Got it.
I went there first day, everything they gave me went out first day. And it was like, no intern ever did this shit. So I'm like, oh, okay, man, this might, you know what I'm saying? This might be cool.
Okay. So you had a natural knack for it at that point.
And I ain't even know it though. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm telling you, bro, I'm not really like a math dude, but like I've always excelled in like English and you know what I'm saying? I know I've always excelled in like language related things, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so I guess so, but I ain't know that shit. So now you talking about what did I learn? When I get to TSU, they teaching me everything, bro. The biggest thing is just like the code of ethics in journalism, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm really big on being like I'm not looking for viral moments. I'm not doing no goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Certain things just because it's like I know fucking better. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, no, I commend you for that because I've seen a lot of people haven't seen. I've even seen. I know you had a situation before. I can't remember the situation completely, but I know you were able to like contact both individuals and like sit down and like clear the air a little bit or clear the air. And so just the way you handled that situation alone was enough for me to kind of know the direction that you were taught.
yeah, I mean I don't know. And I mean that whole thing, that's a conversation for another day. I don't know why I really don't really like to really take that route about shit. But yeah, bro, I mean going to school for journalism, man, it taught me it taught me everything. So a lot of what I do though, it's not completely that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't say like, oh, I'm only this way because I went to college. Like, nah, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned a lot of things. Really, a lot of the stuff I probably learned in college would come out more in writing than it would in like this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like little things I know, but more than anything, you got to know how to conduct conversation. You got to know, you know what I'm saying? It's like they used to tell us in school. Did you go to college? Because I don't
No, I
want
did not. I should have.
to. Okay, ain't no big. It's no big deal because to be completely honest, I had a degree in for maybe 10 or 15 years before I used anything, bro. I graduated college. I couldn't get a job, but what was happening was my phone started ringing to DJ in clubs. So, bro, I never even. This is the first time I put anything that I learned to use, and the
Oh
shit.
shit. Okay.
Yeah. So it ain't even like that. Like college it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I really only finished because I started, and I didn't want to quit and not go back. You know what I mean?
Ooh, message.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but anyway, turn around. Yeah, yeah, bro. A lot of people try to put that on me, like, oh man, he's the journalist. He went to college and this and that. And it's like, I mean, I did, you know what I'm saying? But like most of this is like, oh, that was the point I was making. So when I
Mhm.
was in college, bro, they used to tell us if you want to be a great writer, be a great reader. You know what I'm saying? So you got to read great things if you want to be a great writer. Like the better things that you read, the better writer you'll be, basically. You know what I'm saying? And so
Okay.
I apply that to everything. It's like with DJing, I go listen. Sometimes if I feel like I'm in a place where I might need to tighten up, I'll go find the best DJs and you know what I mean, just listen to them and study the greats is what I call it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that. And so, bro, I've studied so many people that knowingly and unknowingly. You know what I'm saying? My whole life, even as a kid watching Arsenio Hall, I'm studying them, not knowing I'm studying them. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm paying attention to certain things that just stuck with me. You know what I mean? Unbeknownst to me that I'm finding out now and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the biggest thing. Like the school part, yeah, bro, it's cool, but it doesn't play that big of a role. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It plays a certain role in certain thing. It plays an important role, but it doesn't play necessarily the biggest role.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Well, speaking of studying the greats, I gotta ask you this, not just as a fan, but for the culture. What are your top 5 artists that shaped you?
Top five artists.
Yeah.
Musical artist.
Yes.
Man. Since we in that season, I'm gonna start with Michael Jackson, man. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Already.
I'm gonna start with Mike.
That's definitely great.
On the cool though, I mean, we sticking to just hip hop though. If you talking about shaping me for real,
Yeah.
Pac, Too Short, Snoop, Face, um,
Got one more.
Hove. I'm gonna go Hove,
Hove.
Jay-Z,
Okay. Now, out of those 5, who influenced you the most as a thinker? Like not just musically, but how you moving through your life.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
It's a Jay-Z lyric for every situation in life.
Okay.
It's a Jay-Z lyric for every situation in life, bro. Like, yeah.
What's your favorite album from him?
The Blueprint
The
probably.
blue, yeah. That's what I was about to say. That's one of mine. I
Yeah.
ain't even gonna lie. Now, since we spoke on this already, but I really want to touch on this because I still don't think people understand or realize how important this is when it comes to not just journalism as a whole, but as a podcast. But one thing that separates your platform is that your interviews feel like preservation and not gossip. So, you know, we talked before and said a lot of people chase viral moments, but you chase like context, history, and truth. And so, was that intentional from day one when you started podcasting? Like this is the route I'm gonna go, regardless of
Man, crime don't pay.
message.
Crime don't pay, bro. And this is what I mean by that. I be saying that shit a lot of times. I be seeing these young niggas crashing out, you know what I'm saying? Niggas still doing dumb shit like you gonna get away with it. Like crime don't pay. But in this instance, crime doesn't pay in the sense of what I'm saying is this. When I first started, bro, it really wasn't about music. You know what I'm saying? It really was. It wasn't just me. It was me and my friends. It was called What They Talking About. It wasn't even called a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when I was trying to find my lane, like it was some people that looked like they may have been leaning towards doing like some music type of thing, you know what I mean? And so between that and between me kind of being the only person that was like like really in the industry, and it was four of my friends who, they just had regular lives and whatever. They were successful in that, but you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to feel like I was trying to do too much of bringing them into my world. You know what I'm saying? Like everything,
Okay.
one or two music guests here might be cool to them, but they might not want to talk about music for the duration of the show or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Every week we talk about music. They might want to do some other shit. So it was never about that. But I was like, shit, we all love street shit. We all love a good street tale. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
all love a good dope story. You know what I'm saying? Like we love the Paid in Fools. We love, you know what I'm saying, Blow. We love these stories. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing at that time was like everybody, like we know all these people I just named. We know Freeway Ricky Ross, all these people were in different places, like West Coast, East Coast, over here, over there. But so much dope was being sold in Texas. It's like, bro, how are these stories never been documented? You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so I go on to a quest to be like, man, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell the story of like the street cats, like on the serious level. You know what I'm saying, in Houston, and how that kind of played an effect in certain things and whatever. So do an interview with Johnny Binder, who shout out Johnny Binder, man, super
Yep.
OG. You know what I mean? Super OG. Nobody's interviewed him like this at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I'm gonna get OG to come in. We do it at the time. This is early podcasting. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm sure he's not thinking much of it either, as far as like how far certain shit might go. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I'm not, and I'm new. It's a bunch of shit. So anyway, he has said some things that weren't too much in the favor of Jay Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
And,
know.
and man, my phone rang one day. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Damn near, and it's Jay Prince, and he got, he want to talk about this interview. You know what I
You're like,
mean? I'm
oh
not even.
yeah.
Yeah, what's up, homie? Yeah, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? And so. But he was cool though. He wasn't tripping with me, you know what I mean? But
Nothing.
it was a very real thing. And he came, we had great conversation and whatever and whatever. But like when I'm saying crime don't pay, it was like that wasn't even me intentionally trying to be in a situation where it might be, in some controversy or may, upset people or whatever. You know what I mean? I just fell into that shit and saw early on. Like, nigga, it ain't it's not fucking like, do I want to every time something happens, you know what I'm saying? Because you're dealing with street shit.
Yeah.
Do I want to approach it in a way, now that I know, like, you never know who the fuck is listening, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to approach this shit in a way every time to where I may be in situations where I got people calling my phone all the time, you know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
whatever. Just like crime don't pay, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not for me, it's not worth it. And there's a much better way to tell the story and get the information. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I think if you build on that idea, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like you got to really stick to that, and that's a very that's not a long term thing. Like that stuff like that, it never goes long. You know what I'm saying? Like Charleston White may be the person we done seen go the longest with just being wild, but at the same
Hell
time,
yeah.
he sprinkles a lot of shit in there that make a whole lot of sense too. You know what I mean? So he's kind of like a balance and just that, you know, that one off that, that can
Yeah.
get away with that and kind of make it work in his favor. But yeah, I just learned, bro. And then again, bro, I know better. And beyond that, I ain't no messy nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Already. No, I'm not either.
Just, more than
Uh,
anything, like when you see me talking to people, bro, this is how I would be talking to them if we was on the phone, if we was just somewhere where it ain't no cameras, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
this is how we would be talking. And so that's the thing. It's like even if you do know certain things that could draw out certain shit, like if I really wanted to do that, bro, I could have had the most viral podcast years ago. You know what I'm saying? but
Yeah.
but for me, it's like, man, crime don't pay, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you ever feel like okay, do you ever feel the pressure like to become more controversial just to compete?
The pressure, no. What I do, what I can tell you is like, you just got to recognize the climate and figure out how how you engage in that or don't engage. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And that's the thing. It's like we all human, right? So you be thinking like, man, how do I make it to the algorithm with all this shit going on? You know what I'm saying?
I know, like that's the problem that I'm having, man. Like,
Like it's tough, bro. It's not like, and that's the one advantage that in the intro you or something early on you were talking about me how I built the platform without all the trying to
yeah,
chase the and whatever. Like that's the gift that like I had that like a Beehive had that like a Big Court had. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them boys, to my niggas.
yeah,
Um, but when we started early on, it was fresh, so it wasn't about that. And you could build a following just off of putting out new information that was dope and great conversation that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like when Beehive was jumping out there with the Atlanta conversations, bro, at that time it was nothing like it. So it's fresh. You know what I'm saying? Podcasting is fresh. It wasn't everybody having podcasts. You know what I'm saying? When Big
yeah,
Court was jumping out there with a lot of the no limit and a lot of just stories he was telling, man, like it was fresh. You know what I'm saying? When I was jumping out there with this Houston shit, it was fresh. So it was just like the idea that we got people in the screwed up clique talking. We can hear these guys tell these behind the scenes stories. We can see these guys and see what they look like a lot of times for the first time for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Or these guys from Swishahouse or Rap A Lot, or we can hear the backstory behind this album, or we can debunk this legend that we might have heard about this song or this situation or whatever. Like that was the viral moment. You know what I'm saying? The fact
yeah,
that information, and then what happens is um things start to seek out because it's like I tell people even in my podcast, bro, like I've had a few, not a whole bunch, but I've had a few situations that were a little controversial, not intentionally, but it's just like I tell people, people always say, man, you got like the Houston History Channel, this and that, whatever, whatever. What history course you ever took where it wasn't a war or a battle? You know what I'm saying?
ooh, that's
It's,
true.
it's no course you've ever taken that talks about history, and at some point there was some battle, some war, some battle of the Alamo, battle of, you know what I'm saying, Civil War, whatever. Pick your fucking favorite war, your favorite history book. You know what I'm saying? It's battles
Yeah,
and wars all through that, and so it's like that's the part to where when you start to talk about history and things that happen, then some of these things get rehashed. You know what I'm saying? Not with the intention of maybe reigniting certain feelings or
yeah,
whatever, because sometimes that shit happens. A lot of times it doesn't, but sometimes it does. You know what I'm saying? But that's a part of it. It's like we gonna tell the history or we not gonna tell the history. You know what I'm saying? And so
okay.
that's that, bro. I know I just gave you a super elongated answer. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
look, man, listen, when you talk, I'm locked in. Like 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 just the knowledge you have, man. Like it you just have a way of pulling people in, man, when it comes to, the ears, like, okay. Because I can just learn so much from you as far as like just delivery, knowledge, the integrity. Like I could just name shit off the top that I've just seen you do, and so I'm glad you actually brought up what they talking about, because I know a lot of people know the Donnie Houston podcast now, but I know the earlier era, of what they talking about helped lay that foundation. But like looking back, what did that platform teach you about your voice and your audience? Because I noticed that it was what they talking about for like, I want to say like not after the Jay Prince. I think you had like another episode or like a couple of more episodes or something like that. I saw, and then it went to just the Dunn Houston. So I'm like, where did the split happen? I know I think you kind of spoke on it when you was like you didn't want to bring like what you were doing on and putting it on top of.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what was happening? I honestly never wanted to. I never wanted to have a podcast with me and my friends or me and anybody else and it have my name. Like it's the Donnie Houston podcast, but then it's me and 3, 4 other people. You know what I'm saying? I never really
Okay.
wanted to do that, you know what I mean? Because even if your intentions are well, you can make people feel unseen in that. You know what I'm saying? And like that ain't cool. You know what I mean? So I just never
Okay.
want to do that. Then it got to a point to where it was like I was so passionate, bro, about the podcasting game at that time so early on and wanting this shit to work so bad to where I was like, it was damn near like a desperation thing. You know what I'm saying? It was like I had Peaceful out at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, maybe if somebody just recognizes the name Donnie Houston, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll click on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like nobody we doing this shit and it's funny. I think we doing great content. We got some interviews here and there, like, but nobody's really paying attention. You know what I'm saying? And so it was more of that type of thing. And then um, yeah, went on and whatever. So yeah.
Okay. And y'all just split it up a little bit.
Well, I mean, what happened, bro, was that, when we started it, it was always kind of like a running joke of like, this is Donnie's baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came to the table with the podcast idea and my friends and like Devin, me and Devin went to Madison together. You know what I'm saying? My boy Teef, I've been on Teef since college. My boy Pease, I've been on Pease since college, but different friend group from Teef, but we knew who each other were. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Teef and Devin, they ended up knowing who each other were, without me. My boy Lean, my partner from Sam, another friend group. Who was that? I think that was it. Teef, Devin, P. Yeah. So anyway, when we came together, it was like me bringing my friends together. I thought we had a good mix and this and that, but at the same time, man, these boys got families. You know what I'm saying? These boys got like 9 to 5 careers, like real jobs. You know what I'm saying? Great paying jobs and shit at that. You know what I mean? Like all these things going on. And so it's like shit, over time, you might not be able to commit to it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, it's a long day at the J, man. Shit, I might not be, I can't make it today.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, whatever. And it's like on one hand, you definitely understand that, but at the same time, it's like if I keep on putting myself in that position to where it's dependent upon that, you know what I'm saying? If it's dependent upon others, then it's just that's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And if this shit fall by the wayside, I can't be mad because I let it. You know what I mean? And for me, I just like
Okay.
I'm just so passionate about it where it's just like, okay, well shit, boys can't make it. All right, fuck it. Shit, I got the equipment, you know what I'm saying? Let me just start calling boys I know from music. Cause like I said, I was a real DJ and producer, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I didn't know as many people as I knew by the time I started getting into it, but I knew enough people to get started. And what we were talking about was Houston. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
that's when the Houston thing really got serious. Like it wasn't really like that from the jump. It was just like it evolved into that. And then at the same time, too, by the time we got to that stage and that phase, what I was talking, whatever was going on that I felt like may have potentially gone in directions of like being like the Houston podcast or whatever, they weren't around anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm very big on like, and I don't know if that's pride or what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's me being a real creative, but like, if somebody was already doing the Donnie Houston podcast, theoretically speaking, like they doing deep dives into Houston and shit, I wouldn't have fucked with it. You know what I mean? I would have tried to do something else just because I don't know, bro. I'm a real hip hop dude. I'm that biting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm with you.
that's like a real thing. So I wouldn't even
Are
I
you
wouldn't
sitting
even
up?
done it.
Are you sitting on are you happen to be sitting on a Pimp C interview before he passed?
No, I never got a chance to meet Pimp C.
Fuck.
Yeah, nah. I wish, man, I would not be sitting on a Pimp C interview, man. I'm sitting on a couple, but it's not no Pimp C's though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only brought that up because they've been begging Angie Martinez to drop the interview.
Tupac.
The
Yeah.
Tupac one, and I understand why she doesn't want to do that. But yeah, I was just like, I wonder if he got a chance to interview Pimp before he passed, and he just sitting on that.
Yeah, no, by the time, like so when Pimp C, I mean, when they were out before he went to jail, I was still in high school. You know what I'm saying? By the time he gets out,
And
I'm
what 07?
when he gets out, yeah, like 06, 07, by that
07.
time, I hadn't dropped out of college. I wasn't thinking about doing no interviewing, bro. I was doing some other shit. So
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, you've interviewed so many other, Houston legends connected to the movement, like Rap a Lot, DJ Screws era, and Swishahouse. What's one Houston hip hop story you think the world still doesn't fully understand correctly?
Man, about my cousin 3-2. Like I don't. It's still so many people don't know that. I mean, and I say this because he influenced arguably, and I don't even know if it's arguably, but the most famous rapper in the world. You know what
Snoop.
I'm saying? Like nobody who the fuck is more famous than Snoop? Snoop has found a way to evolve his brand into like this just global welcomed in every household, you know what I'm saying? Like thinking I'm talking like that because I remember when, Snoop would get arrested for weed and the murder case and all this shit. Like it's just been amazing the way he's been able to evolve
Yeah.
and grow and all that. But he's the most famous rapper in the world, the most recognizable rapper in the world. And 3-2, somebody from Houston, they just happened to be my cousin, you know what I'm saying? But 3-2 from
Yeah.
Houston, a lot of the things when he came out, the really those, the D's nuts, the we don't love them hoes, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff that was a lot of the makeup of Snoop's early DNA, you know what I mean? That came from him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I remember Snoop did I know he I can't remember what it was, but I know he was on stage and he said that a lot of that stuff he got from 3-2.
He said it on
But
stage somewhere?
I want to say, yeah, I want to say I want to say he said that he got
He
a
said,
lot
I
of
remember when he passed, he put up a Instagram post and he was like, RP Lord 3-2. And he was like, he the one who told me we don't let them hoes back in 91 or some shit like that. That's the only time I ever seen him acknowledge. I'm only asking
I'm
that 'cause it's like, whatever you talking about, I'm going to go try to find it. You know what I mean?
okay. I'm gonna see if I can find it and if I because I want to say he did say it, but don't quote me on it. But I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'll send it to you because I know you're working on the documentary right now.
Yeah.
And so, and yeah, and like I said, man, long live 3-2, man. I was a big fan of 3-2. Do you prefer convicts or black monks? Because that's Secrets of the Hidden Temple is a
That's a great
motherfucker.
question, but I'm gonna go Black Monks. Yeah.
Black monks, yeah. That man, my brother put me on. That was like one of the first things I heard from 3-2's contribution, like as a whole. But yeah, my brother had that CD, man, Secrets of the Hidden Temple, man, and that's actually one of them albums I just feel like you could just play like all the way through. Like it's damn near a perfect album, man, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But,
now I want to switch gears because I really want to get into your community works, man. I definitely got to put this down. Now you've been honored by the city of Houston. You got 1010 recognized as Donnie Houston Day in Houston. And so when you received that recognition, man, did it hit you emotionally or where'd you or you too focused in, work to fully process it?
I thought, I thought something like that would happen when I was a little older. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, it was like right on time because it's like, hey man, give me my flowers so I can smell them. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
straight up and down, and so it was cool though, man. It was an honor to have my parents there, you know what I'm saying? Like it was cool.
You got any plans? Like how you gonna roll everything out?
Yeah, I'm trying to work on something to where I can get like an annual situation going, you know what I'm saying? That can, potentially turn into something. So
Okay.
I'm trying to figure it out right now. Yeah.
Well, I hope we build this relationship, man, and we stay connected. I would love to be, invited to
Yeah, for
that.
sure, for sure. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Okay. What do you think teenage DJ Don, think if he could see the version of you today, man?
Man, you probably be surprised, dog. Like, cause here's I don't know, like when I was teenage me, fam, didn't look at it like it was gonna be a career. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I just didn't because I had my mom, I for one, I used to kind of look at it like, bro, we in Houston, fam. Like, not very many people even make it in entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, on top of entertainment just being this hard thing to get into. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think mentally, I hadn't even really grasped the idea that it was possible. You know what I'm saying? So, I wasn't even thinking that I was just like, I got turntables, it's cool, we have fun, whatever. But when I graduate high school, I'm going to college. You know what I'm saying? So much to where I didn't even bring turntables for like 2, 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
damn.
yeah, so I didn't see it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, looking back on it, it's like, dog, you grew up to be the kid that you wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I used to watch a lot of award shows. This was when award shows was live, you know what I'm saying? American Awards, Soul Train Awards, Essence, all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And people would go up there and like, I never would write no shit down, but it was like when I would see people go up there and they'd be like, man, I want to thank God, you know what I'm saying? Thank such and such, whoop, whoop. It was like in my mind, I used to think like, man, what am I gonna say? You know what I mean? Not even really even. It was like a subconscious thought, you know what I'm saying? But like I remember being a kid and thinking like, who would I thank if I went on stage? And it's like, who the fuck even thinks about this shit? Like whatever. And so I think, like I said, bro, the steps was just being ordered, bro, and just looking back, man, like it's a trip. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a trip, bro. Like if younger me could see me now, man, like yeah, he'd be like, "Hey, boy, you you did that." You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's what's up, man. Nah, that's what's up, though, man. Like I'm proud to just see the man that you have become, man. The growth is just for that little bit that I've seen. Growth is phenomenal, man. So it's extraordinary. And I can't wait to see the other stuff that you pushing out, man. Like,
nah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it for real. It's cool for me to do stuff like this because man, dog, at the end of the day, bro, for one, I don't look for like the applause. You know what I'm saying? Because if you live for the cheers, you'll die by the booze. You know what I'm saying? So,
message.
I try to like stay, kind of even keel with that type of stuff. So I don't really even think about that stuff. But at the same time, this shit ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what level of the game it is you in with this or with anything else. Like if you're really pursuing something, if it's podcasting, if it's trying to rap, if it's trying to, open up this small business, a restaurant, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you really trying to do this shit and you really passionate, bro. Like, man, there was a time where we went on a family trip, fam, and we all in the hotel and shit or the room where we was at. I think we was staying. And my sister had an apartment at the time wherever we were going to go visit.
Mm-hmm.
But we all in the same similar area, bro. And it was a time where my sister was like, "Dog, you was talking in your sleep," and I'm like, "Well, what was I saying?" And she was telling me the shit back what I was saying, but she was saying it in pieces. And what I put together was, dog, I was fucking scheduling podcasts in my dreams, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm asleep. Like I was that serious about it. Like I was, just so locked in. You know what I'm saying? For so long. Like I've been on a little break now. I kind of been recording here and there. You know what I mean? This year, but I was locked in and so serious for so long, bro. And at the same time, dealing with with the grind of that, dealing with whatever scrutiny or whatever bullshit may come with it, or whatever disappointments or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that may come with the game or just life in general. How sometimes life throws shit at you, you know what I'm saying? Like you go through all these things, and so I say all that to say is that with me, it's like I just keep my head down and work through all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But when I come up for air, you know what I mean, and then I link up with a cat like you, bro, and you speak to me like that, like I appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh no, you're welcome, man. Because not only am I a fan of, like I said, your podcasting, but I've also been a fan of your music and shit. And to me, when you produce that damn Peaceful for Slim Thug, to me, that is the fucking perfect song for any nigga over 40.
What's up?
For real, boy. Goddamn, when you hit 40, that is a fucking perfect song. Like that shit's on all my goddamn playlists. I listen to that shit damn near all. Matter of fact, even when I was trying to figure out how to, like, what I wanted to name, like what I wanted to do in the podcasting world, because at first I was kind of wanted to do like a weed version of Drink Champs. And the fact that I'm in Washington State, and weed is legal, I was like, oh, we'll start something called Peaceful Chronicles. And I actually got permission from Slim to use part of the song as the intro, but then I ended up getting too high when I was doing the episode one time and I fell asleep in like right at mid recording. And so I was like, okay, I can't do that shit no more. And so my brother ended up telling me like, man, why don't you do hip hop? And he's like, man, you be telling me stuff about hip hop that I didn't even know. And so I was like, okay. And then that's kind of how I started putting it together. But I always brought up your podcast because I'm like he has like all these Houston rappers coming and supporting him, and I'm like and I'm like he's just like everything about your damn Instagram page is just so Houston. It's like, you know, and I'm just like, and then I'm like, his last name, and it's just a coincidence your last name is Houston. So I was like, but I just like how that shit came together, man. And I was like, you know, and so like I said, I started studying, you know, your episodes, and you know, like I said, like sometimes like I would speak too fast, and I would kind of like stutter over my words a little bit. But then, like I said, listening to you, there were certain things that I learned where it was like, you know, kind of being like more calm, slow, like a little bit slower on the talking, getting chance for your brain to process what you're trying to ask or come up with next. So I learned a lot, like I said, from you, man, when it comes to the podcasting. But I also want to thank you for your music production
No,
contributions.
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, that, you know, that's the foundation, bro. Like that, you know, it was DJing and production, and between those two, that's what, you know, led to the podcast. So that's gonna always be a love I hadn't produced in a minute. I'm sitting on some music, and I just started back kind of making some new shit. So you know, maybe in the next year or something, it might be something that come out. But yeah, bro, I love all that, man. Still.
Now I know people asked you. I think it was on Dirty Glove. I think he asked you what was your favorite episode, and I know you said you couldn't do it because you couldn't really name one because you said you learned something different in each one. And so, what would be the best production? Like, would it be the Peaceful Beat, or do you have
The best production,
that you've created?
man. That's hard to say because peaceful. I mean, peaceful is up there. So peaceful was like my show off beat for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like I got certain beats that I'll hold. Like I'll be like, I know this is some shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I ain't just letting this go to anybody. I ain't letting this go just any time. But when people come to the studio and they want to hear some shit, I'm showing off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, guys.
Like, this is one of the ones that I know when I play it, boys gonna be like, oh yeah, that, you know, whatever. And so I held that one for so long, bro, and it's probably the one that's like that people know the most. So I could say peaceful, but I mean it's a couple of other ones, man. It's a couple of other ones, like it's a couple of ones I've done for pro that are fucking
Oh
pretty,
yeah.
pretty crazy too. But yeah, but peaceful, yeah,
Peaceful.
peaceful.
You did one. That's another the one I jammed too. I don't know if that's Slim Thug song or Paul Wall.
Parking lot.
Yep. Yep, that one. What is the name of that damn song? Is
RIP to the
RP to the
parking
parking lot. RIP to the parking lot. Yeah. But yeah, that one's another one right there that I bumped too.
Yeah, that was, yeah, man. We did that one. We did
RIP
we
to
did
the
like 5 records in one night. You know what I'm saying? Like I still got like maybe 2 of them that never dropped. I think maybe 3 came out. But yeah, parking lot was in that batch. And that's one of them ones. We did the video for that shit. Yeah, that's one of
It's
my
a good
favorites.
sound that y'all have created together, you and Slim Thug, though. I ain't even gonna lie. Especially where Slim Thug is right now.
Yeah, man, that's what people be saying, man. You know, I like I've always made soul beats, you know what I'm saying? And I guess, you know, shit when me and Slim hooked up, it you know, the shit just made sense sonically, you know what I'm saying? So,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I commend y'all for that one because I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all the chemistry y'all had together, man. Especially like I said now, because I've to us growing up, shit, Slim Thug was fucking Jay-Z in Houston. Hell, before he even got the fucking already platinum deal, before he got the deal with Interscope, shit,
yeah.
like he
Nah,
was already.
Slim is one of them guys, man. Like he was that. I remember the first time I saw him, like I had to listen, I heard him a hell of times, but I remember the first time I saw him, and I remember, you know, Slim, he was one of them guys, bro. So when we linked up, like, you know, Slim is one of them guys, man. Like I got a lot of love for him. He like took me on the road, you know what I'm saying? Like has always been supportive of me, man. Like, yeah, shout out to Slim, bro. Like Slim, I fuck with Slim Thug, man. Yeah.
Are you also are you kind of possibly have an interview coming with Scarface. And I know you said that, you know, Scarface pulled up at kind of like an event you were DJing at, and he
Yeah,
kind of did like the
one of
club show.
spot I did. I spotted one of the spots I DJ. Yeah, he pulled up one night, and it was like an impromptu thing. I think we did like 2 hours damn near, of just kind of just what he did on Shannon Sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where you
The
played the
record
music and then he explained.
storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that, and that shit was crazy. But Face, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like Face is, I fuck with Face, so. I know he's going on his media runs right now. You know what I'm saying? So
I hope to see him on your platform. He is definitely in my top 5. Actually, I got
yeah.
him. No, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, I don't like to, you know, end with what's next because my platform is about documenting legacy. So when it's all said and done and somebody finds your stories years from now, what do you want them to understand about your contribution to the culture?
Man, just know, man, bro. I did it. I hate to say for the culture because that shit is so played out and ran down. You know what I'm saying? But like, I really did this because I just wanted our stories to be heard. You know what I mean, and to be told. You know what I'm saying? Um, it wasn't cool when I started. Like, it wasn't like a thing of like you can get all this money of these podcast deals or you can whatever. Like, bro, I put that time in for free, fam. You know what I'm saying? I spent money on the equipment, you know what I mean? So I'm really, spending and not really making like that. You know what I mean? And I was doing it from a place of really just wanting to just tell our story, bro, the right way. You know what I'm saying? In a fair way and in the unbiased way. You know what I'm saying? And have it to where hey man, anybody can come here, bro. You SPC, you SUC, you Swishahouse, you rap a lot, you North Side, East Side, West Side, whatever, Suave House, it don't matter. Big time records, whatever. It happened in Houston. It was impactful. Yeah, we need that. We need that story to be told. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
know that. That boy.
What do you hope Houston hip hop looks like 20 years from now? Just because of the work that you've put in.
Honestly, man, like progressive, bro. Like I love, even though like like Travis Scott, Don Toliver, they super dope.
Mhm.
They from Houston for sure. But like you got that caliber of artists, and you got like the what I call the homegrown ones, the Kiki Slims,
Big
the guys,
Tony.
Big Tonys. You know what I'm saying? The guys that we see like come up through the city and whatever.
Mhm.
But and that's more of a traditional Houston thing. You know what I'm saying? I think we should always have that. But I love the futuristicness, if you will, you know what I'm saying, of what Don Toliver and what Travis Scott's take on Houston is, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
in the future, bro, I would love to see a good balance of that, you know what I'm saying? And also on a major scale, you know what I'm saying? Like hopefully by in 20 years, I hope another 20 years does not go by and there's been no real infrastructure set up for musical artists in Houston to thrive. You know what I'm saying? Because that's been the thing is that like, bro, we hustle town for sure. We indie, you know what I mean? We whatever, you can get a whole bunch of money, not having to go too far, just selling your music. That's the history of our city, you know what I'm saying? All of our legends for the most part came up under that whole thing. And the bonus is yeah, you can be your own boss or you can make however much money on the low and whatever and live comfortable and be a millionaire and you know what I'm saying, not have to be on TV and all that shit. But at the same time, it's a ceiling in regards to how far things can happen. And so that's what made the Swishahouse situation so dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they graduated from that traditional thing of what we had been doing to where now somebody bought into it, put it on the big stage, shit went global, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So in 20 years, I would hope that nobody has to come in to do that, that it's already here. You know what I'm saying? So that these artists that are making this music and investing their time and talents and whatever don't have to work as hard to get the same access and privilege to larger situations like they have in Atlanta, like they have on the West Coast, I have in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like You can walk outside your door and go walk to Atlantic Records. You can't do that here. You know what I'm saying? So, in 20 years, bro, I hope another 20 years does not go by. But we don't have a structure set up in place to create a launch pad for our city, bro, and our artists. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of dope people here doing a lot of dope things, and that have been doing a lot of dope things for years. And unfortunately, because of the lack of structural resources or record labels or whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? Things just kind of, go as far as they can, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So in 20 years, that's what I would like to see for Houston, bro.
Okay. Well, hey, from Gutter Kane and Serving It Raw, Donnie Houston, man, I want to give you flowers for not only, like I said, your podcasting contribution but as well as your music contribution. I think the way that you have been able to help catapult the Houston hip hop culture is, like I said, has been a phenomenal thing, man. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, like I said, including myself. I mirror a lot of stuff that I do on my platform after you, man. And I just want to make sure that if nobody else, has ever told you that they appreciate what you have accomplished, I really do appreciate everything that you have accomplished, man. And I want to continue to see you grow as well as, hopefully be a part of that, And so I just want to say thank you and give you your flowers right now so that you know that I'm a person that has really, really paid attention to your journey. And I really do appreciate that.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. For real.
Alrighty. Now I'm down to my bonus rapid fire segment. I call it white lines because I got this, serving the raw cocaine thing going. But basically it's just a first thing that comes to your mind. So I'm call out a few sentences, questions, my bad. And then you just tell me the first thing that come to your mind.
All right.
All right, you ready?
All right.
Okay. Most underrated Houston artist ever.
I'm gonna go 3-2.
3-2. Favorite Houston hip hop album all time.
Ooh. Shit. God damn. I know this supposed to be fast too, boy. This God damn.
We slow loud Megan.
Untouchable. Scarface Untouchable.
Okay. One interview that surprised you the most.
Ooh. Cornell X.
Okay. Oh yeah, shout out to Cornell. DJ Screw or Swishahouse era.
Screw.
A Houston slang term that outsiders would never fully understand.
It go down.
One artist you still want on the podcast.
From anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere.
Snoop.
Hardest thing about preserving culture.
If you do it right, you're gonna upset some people.
Okay. Ooh. Message. Favorite place in Houston for creative inspiration.
Favorite place for creative inspiration in Houston? Yeah. Probably my studio.
Okay. A song that instantly reminds you of childhood.
Man, The Ghetto, Too Short.
Ooh, I love that song. And last one. What's harder, building a platform or protecting your integrity while building it?
For me?
Yeah. What's harder?
Building it, because the integrity ain't never been no challenge.
Ooh, already. Alrighty, well, that's it. A huge shout out. I want to give a huge shout out to Donnie Houston for coming through, man, sharing his story and continue to preserve the Houston culture at the highest level, man. Like I said, I really truly appreciate the gems and the history. To all the servers out there, I want to thank y'all for the constant support. If you rock with this episode, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. I got new episodes dropping every Wednesday on all the streaming platforms. I want everybody to stay locked in. Do you want to let people know how they can reach out to you?
Man, yeah, for sure. First of all, subscribe to subscribe to Donnie Houston Podcast, man. YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Donnie Houston TV. Donnie Houston Podcast on all audio platforms. I'm Donnie Houston, letter IMDonnieHouston. On Instagram, Donnie Houston Podcast on Instagram. DONHOU Podcast on Twitter or X, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, Donnie Houston on Facebook, all that, man.
Already. Well, hey, we locked in, man. And like I said, man, I really do appreciate you coming through, man, and blessing my platform. And I hope this is, something that we can just, continue to build off of, man, for real.
For sure, man. I appreciate you, bro, for real.
All right. Well, we finna be up out of here, man. I want y'all to stay locked in, and we'll catch y'all next week. Salute. Peace.
Yes, Lord.